Hey, traders, welcome to episode 799 of the show. You could be doing anything, but you're here, and I appreciate it. Whoa, what the heck? Come on, man. Alright, so yeah, wasn't here yesterday. Was doing like some extended family Christmas stuff out of town, so I'm back now. But can't say I haven't been working today. So, you notice a little bit of the color not looking that great. I don't know. I've been working on something like all day where I now have lighting effects with when I get attacked or when I shoot somebody in my ship, you will notice lights. So not easy when you're talking about green screen in different colors, like hitting the green screen in my face, and it messes all the settings up. Let me real quick. See what I can do. Ugh, it's a little bit better. I don't know. Somewhat better. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But okay, sorry. Let's All right, here we are. Bitcoin 7,436, up 4.1%. Is beginning to bullishly engulf. This is the daily time scale, of course, one of the most significant time scales. And if you've been watching, the bullish divergence is starting, it seems like, to get a little more follow through price action, though we know 7,400 is extremely important. It's been an area of support and resistance for over a year, maybe 2 years, right? October, look where we pivoted. It's now resistance again. Look left, resistance, support back in June of 2019. And then, right here, September 2018, over and over and over again. We talk about it, 7,400, right? So it'd be great to stay above that. The weekly is closing in less than 1 hour, and that's why I'm here, normally, so we can see that together. So yeah, man, if you break this, 77 or 7,800 is like that minor overhead resistance. But after 77, 7,800, there's nothing until 8,500 really. So it's important. It looks like we're getting some sort of maybe potential double bottom. Right, bullish engulfing candle manifested into consolidation over the past few days this weekend, and now with a new week beginning. Here we go, man. We're engulfing, which is good. All right, looking at the weekly. Wow. Very nice. Maybe a hammer. Definitely a haramiying, where it's all the price action or all the settling up could be done within the previous candle. All right, don't worry about the wick, just talking about haramis. And again, yep, it's a big deal on the weekly too, 7,400. So again, man, the consensus here. It's just been like, okay, if we're showing bullish divergence at a 618 from the low to high, and you're kind of double bottoming, it would lead you to believe that we'd get a relief rally. And I don't know where the relief rally would take us, but you'd think it would just be another lower high, and then eventually we just get exhausted up here and then sell off again to lower lows and come down to 5,800, 6,000, right? So I don't know, I'm trying to remember which one I've been looking at that's showed that wedge. No, hold on. Maybe it was like Bybit or something stupid. Maybe. Yes. Okay. So your wedge, right? And it's like you think also X, A, B, C, and now D, one of the larger waves of the harmonics, right? So you think that we would at least maybe in time, right? If there's enough demand to see a nice rally, the top of the wedge, if you were plotting from the 52-week highs and that previous fake out wick, and that's all the way up at 8,600. It just depends when it gets there, right? 84 to 8,600. You made it kind of methodically. So positive momentum building. You're not even close to overbought on the daily, though I know you are, I think, overbought on the 4 hour or getting close to it. So that could, you know, but we could just get more overbought. 4 hour real quick. People were talking about, and something else I don't know. I know, anyone had this idea where it's just like, I think, is it just a channel? It's like, is this a wedge? Like the impulse, and what's the consolidation? It's like almost like a wedge, right? In a way. So not very developed, right? And that's why I've never drawn it, but now eventually maybe we top out and we sell off again, a lower low or something, you know, and you start really developing a large pattern of consolidation. Even though, you know, large, it's been going on a month now. So just something I was thinking about, right? But I don't know if I put too much weight in that. I would just think about the daily divergence. Someone was asking about, and really, like, if you go from kind of this low to this low, it's kind of like divergence on the 4 hour, but again, don't look for, you know, you just like had too many ups and downs in the inside. So just go to the daily when in doubt on divergence, and that's going to be your strongest, right? When you get daily divergence, that's like what can give you like the largest swings to the upside or bearish divergence to the downside, right? If you get like 4 hour bullish divergence, you might be right. It might reverse, but how far the price action's taken oftentimes is not near as much as if you see it on the daily, right? Okay, so someone's asking about XRP. Is there divergence on XRP, man? Yes, certainly there's divergence on XRP. Divergence on the daily. It's only the MACD. You don't have the same luxury as Bitcoin, right? You had a low on price and then a lower low with higher or lower levels of relative strength. That is bearish convergence. So, yes, to answer your question, men, yes. So, a couple things going on. You had a 1414 fib extension, bullish divergence. It looks like a wedge, right? So we could get a relief rally here too, where it just runs up from a high to low, hits 50% retrace. That's not that crazy, man. Right? If that was the bottom, I mean, you could think we could run up to 24 cents, 24.47 cents, right? Just for a 50% retrace. Right? Something like that. I mean, that's not weird. That's not crazy either to say that. That's still a lower high than your previous highs. Okay, so you run up, you do that, you back test a critical 24, 25 cent area, and then you dump again, if Bitcoin does. All right. So, okay, that's XRP. It's been a rough ride if you're trying to hold that asset, right? Ethereum, we've just been looking at this in log. Same thing, right? I mean, okay, yeah, it's up 3.69%. Is it because Ethereum's great or anything special about Ethereum? Nope. It's just because Bitcoin's up, right? And we knew the critical support area is 125. If you fell below that and stayed below it, you were going to 100. But as you can see, just like Bitcoin fell below 6,800 and then broke back above 6,800, it's not about breaking the support or resistance. It's about the follow-through price action afterwards, and there was none on either, okay, when they fell below those critical areas. So now we're back above it. All right, so we're beginning to bullishly engulf on the daily, just like Bitcoin. Wow, it's like I'm analyzing the same asset, dude. Okay, I wish it was different. I wish it was like, hey, we're looking at like a stock, you know, the stocks where they just a lot of them just look extremely different than everything else. So again, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Weekly close, less than 45 minutes. And just floating in outer space. I hope a lot of you were able to watch the movie, the new Star Wars movie that came out just a couple days ago. It was pretty good. It's all right. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it at all because spoilers, but check it out if you haven't. Because if you do care about Star Wars, someone's going to spoil it bad. if they haven't already spoiled it for you. So, okay, Ethereum, if it can hold and rally and there's demand and Bitcoin can rally to its respective targets, then you're looking for like 146. I mean, that's like kind of the next resistance area. Resistance support, 146 to 150. That's it. That is literally it. There's bullish divergence on the MACD and there's none on the RSI, right? Where it was lower, it was like XRP. Okay, great. Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP. Now Litecoin. So look at the same chart as the others. Here it is, man. Beautiful downtrend. My God, so good looking. And nice tweezer bottom, bullish engulfing candle. Is it because Litecoin's special or worth the crap? Nope. Has nothing to do with Litecoin and it being a good asset. It has everything to do with how sensitive it is to Bitcoin price action in the short term. So engulfed, consolidation. Now you're beginning to bullishly engulf like the rest of them. You're back above, just like Ethereum got above. Critical, it fell below a critical support and broke right back above it immediately. Same with Bitcoin, same with Litecoin. It had a critical support at like 40 bucks, 39.50. You're back. So if you know Bitcoin, the one coin that owns everything in this market, if it rallies to its respective targets, common retrace areas, then you think that Litecoin could eventually see 48 bucks again. 48 bucks, like, which is a resistance area. It's like kind of your next resistance. Very simple. VC'd your package arrive? I'm sure it did if you sent it. I just, I went to the place to get it, or to get, I don't know. I don't think I got a message or notification. So what might be the case is maybe it's closed or something this weekend, and they didn't, if they're not there to send me a notification of its arrival, then what am I supposed to do, right? How does it feel to do TA on the same assets with different names? Yeah. Well, people want to see it, so we look at it. But that's okay. I mean, look at this channel. It's so good. It's so freaking nice. CGI is pretty cool. CGI is cool, man. Generally speaking, right? What's up, James, Glenn, and True Stoner, and Kanatomo? VLO? I don't know, we can look at it. Is that Valero Energy? Pretty sure that was, they do bowl games. Like they used to sponsor the Independence Bowl or something. Monero. Okay, looks like, people were asking about the big ones when we looked at them. Oh, the dragon. Yeah, let's look at the dragon, right? Oh, not the dragon, sorry. Can't remember which one I have that on. It wasn't Bitfinex. Maybe it's Bittrex. Yes. Okay, so Dragon Man. The dragon. It is a pretty clear breakout now of that downsloping, that geometrical resistance, the spine, if you will, of the dragon. You've broken it. You're engulfing bullishly. You're at 7,477 on this exchange. I mean, I guess you are on Coinbase too. We're very close to session highs on all exchanges for Bitcoin. So again, I don't know if you want to use this crazy wick as your swing high for targeting. I think being conservative, it can't hurt you. I mean, it's better to be conservative than like loose and using some mailman wick, some Rudy Poo wick, and when you can just use like a calm, when the market kind of calms down and it's processing what just happened, using that wick high to low You know that like a, let's see, get rid of this real quick. Okay, so like a 50% retrace, 81.89. That is not weird at all. 618 though is kind of like the target for the dragon. Like the primary profit taking level on a dragon is a 618, and that's 8600 right here. And just so happens if you're conservative on your targeting high to low, and it's like right where the down sloping resistance is of the wedge, man. So that's you know, talking about dragons, Corex. There you go, man. Sweet. I'm sorry, man. I'm embarrassed. No stars in the background to distract you. It's to trigger you. Sub Aussie 85. Dude, I went shooting yesterday and I shot right-handed. I hate shooting righty. I just can't. Because like it was my cousin's AR and it was just weird. It felt so weird. Standing and just doing everything different than like left-handed. The dragon still lives, yes. Absolutely. We're breaking resistance now, oh my god. Well, man the ships. Get in your spaceships. Let's go attack the bears, dude. If you think that. New Dragon Ball coming soon? Is that true, Herbert, man? Or are you just trying to get our hopes up? Because we can go Super Saiyan at some point. What's up, Thomas F? Your UPS man was super grateful for his gift, but gave you the news he's retiring in 2 weeks after 40 years. Literally brought tears to your eyes. Hey, man, they should be tears of joy, right? Anytime someone can retire after a long life of work, you know, it's something to celebrate. And I'm sure he will be. I have an ambidextrous setup. I have an adaptive combat rifle. Mine is with a 2nd gen brass deflector. So, I mean, when I have my gun, I'm good. But like, yeah, it's like me going to the golf course as a lefty and trying to use all these righties golf clubs. It's the same thing. It kind of just sucks. You just got to bring your own. So I should have brought mine. Don't know why I didn't. How do we get out of the reversal, Drew Martin? Well, let's take a lot. I mean, you think about what is a trend, right? I mean, man, let me, it's like, what is a trend? You know, you have like moves up, a lot of buying, and you sell off. You retrace commonly, 50%, 618, and then you run again. You fib extensions and you come back, and a lot of times you'll back test areas that were once peaks, they become support, and then, you know, then you run again, and then you dump, right? But like, what makes a trend is pretty much when you're able to consistently break above those previous peaks you had before, right? So like 2 times, 3 times, 1 time's never enough, right? I mean, you know, if you miss out like on a trend reversal, first off, finding the bottom on something is very difficult, because like you can find the bottom with divergence or something, but the trend's still bearish and it runs up and just makes a common scrub retrace or even a weak retrace at 2, 3, 6s and then dumps down to lower prices, right? What you want to do is, right, you got old resistance, right? So you broke this, and then you back tested it as support, and then you eventually broke the overhead resistance again, and then eventually you came back to either back test or not, and then you just go again, right? And so when you have consistent higher highs, higher lows, that is when you know you're uptrending. So if we are in a downtrend right now, what needs to happen is we need to reverse that by eventually having a really nice run up and breaking above the previous overhead resistance, right? We break it, we back test it preferably, and then we run again. And then eventually we break the previous, you get, and the reversal would occur, right? With a couple, with consecutive higher highs, higher lows, specifically breaking above old overhead resistances manufactured during the downtrend. Does that help at all? Maybe for some people that are like, what? What's a trend even? Okay. So that being said, we can go to real life Bitcoin Connect and just look at the downtrend we're in, right? So if we just talked about all that, where's the next overhead resistance? It's like up, if you're talking like where traders settled up, 95.60. You're talking about wicks, you're talking about 10,500. So I think breaking, we're going to have to eventually, if we want the trend to reverse to the upside, Bitcoin will eventually have to break the downside resistance, but most importantly, the overhead resistance. And look what would happen if we broke above this and then we back tested. It looks like we would have a lot of support below us, right? If we could get back above that. And look left. Right, you break it, but see there's overhead resistance there, but just looking short term at the trend, reversing, back testing, and then running to the upside and then breaking overhead resistance, which there's some at like 10,900, right? Breaking it, holding above it, maybe falling below it a little bit before rallying, and then going again, and the next one after that is 11,800 to 12,000. That's what has to happen if you want a true trend reversal, consecutive higher lows, higher highs. How's it, man? Okay, to answer someone's question they had. What's up, Lord Dumpington? Have a Merry Christmas too, Dumpington, man. It is true, Herbert. Well, good. Good news. Do I see the Bitcoin? I heard about it. Mining cost indicator. We hit the exact bottom for the first time in Bitcoin's history when we last bounced. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, dude, that's great. That's great to know, I guess. So I don't think that's the reason why we bounced. I think it's a technical reason why we bounced. I think it has to do with the divergence at a critical support zone, a very large support zone between 5,800 and 6,800. It's pretty much a $1,000 range of critical strong support, just that area, right? And just unable to fall below and stay below 6,800. I mean, it did fall below, but for way less than a day before just engulfing, and the exhaustion of the sellers was quite clear on the oscillators, man. That's it. Yep. About 30 minutes until, literally 30 minutes until your weekly candle close. Looking pretty good. 74.50 right now. Yeah. Again, near the high of the day. So you know that 77.50 is going to be really tough to break, as you know. I mean, just recently in our consolidation, November 28th, we ran up to hit it and failed. As you can see, it was once a support, it's now resistance. Here it is, right here. That's why it plays a role. It's like a miniature high. It's like the top of a bear flag way back from June of 2018. Someone's asking price, or what is the target? Well, we just looked at it. Sorry, hold on. Which one was it? Was it Bitrix? We just looked at it. So if you fib conservatively and you disregard the insane FOMO wick, high to low. I mean, targets, it's reasonable to believe we would see 8,200, 8,189, and 8,600. That is target area. Okay? Right here. Target area. Okay? Who cares about natural gas? There's just too much of it, man. And thanks for the 417 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, that like button, that bell, that sub, where Bitcoin is engulfing on the daily and hammering the weekly. Thank you, Kantomo, man, for the 3, 2, 1. Super scary. attacking me like that. You do it again, and I will attack you back, man. I will retaliate. This ship has some serious weapons on it, all right? Thank you, man. Hope that clears everything up. So, VLO for Sergio. Yeah, Valero, yeah. Yep. So you were asking questions about something. I mean, it looks like we were range bound or something, and we broke above the range, and you're back testing the range now as support when it was once resistance.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
Hey, Mr. Perfect, thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome. Welcome. Bounty hunter scum, man. Alright, give me a sec. Don't know if I've... So I have my new stream deck. So I've been working like just countless hours on this, lighting, everything else, continuously refining this, or these graphics, making them awesome. I knew that wasn't gonna work. Let me fix this input real quick. Okay. Charts, and then it would be there we go. All right, so Valero, right range. It's kind of like resistance, resistance, support, support, support. And look at the accumulation. You see that slightly higher low, man. When you see pivot points like that, dude, I'm telling you. 95% retraces. It's good. And look what happened, you know, on that 95% retrace. You know, and it's like you had divergence on the RSI, you had divergence developing on the MACD, on the daily, right? So very nice. We had a rally, and energy just kind of been recovering. Though we have hit, you know, I think we're probably at a 618786. Yes. Okay. No, we didn't hit the 618 yet. The next target's 104.66. But yeah, that $100 area was a major resistance. And it's not like we had much. I mean, you had a little bearish divergence on the MACD, Sergio, and it played out. You can see how it just played out, right? Where when it did play out, we just came to back test an old resistance as support, it looks like, and now we have our first positive histogram wick on the daily since November 8th. That we got it on Friday, man. So there is room to run. Clearly not overbought. Resetting the crap out of the oscillator. Just think about it, you know. It's like overall bull trend, right? Definitely an overall bull trend. And you just look, and if you think about this, right? I mean, we make this simple. The high point to low point of the range, right? It's definitely a rectangle. I don't care, range, rectangle. It's got a measure move. The measure move of this is around the 786 at 114.42. So if we can hold, if Valero, VLO can hold above 92 bucks, right? Hold above it. We could get that attempted rally, and if the measure move is hit, it would be up here around 114, 115 at the deep retrace. And you know, in these deep retrace levels, it's always like higher risk for longs anyway, or we can make a double top, a lower high double top, and then dump afterwards, right? But if the energy sector continues to rally, well, you know where this is going. It's going to continue on with what it was doing before, to the upside. Sergio, we cool, man? Just want to look at Monero. We can do that. Old Monero, man, right? Mr. False Breakout. But bullishly engulfing, wow. Is it because Monero is all of a sudden more special than everything? Nope. It's just because Bitcoin's engulfing that Monero's getting it. And you're at definite deep retrace levels. I mean, you, like, just recently, a few days ago, you were at the lowest level you had seen since February of this year. And it's weird that you didn't see $43, right? We got so close to, we were at $1 off the critical support. Never got there, and you may not. So again, if this thing is to make a common retrace from the top of the structure to the low point, you go all the way up to 73 bucks to 91 bucks. Okay. But if we're looking in the short term, and you know, like the way Bitcoin is, like high to low here, this is like the kind of discernible daily swing high, previous swing high, high to low there. You could think in the short term, right? If you're it's probably a good idea to be conservative in this market, just because like these things are just continuously making lower highs, lower lows until they don't. And when that changes, then we can be like, okay, we're more bullish, and we can be way more loose with Fibonacci targets. So think about just in the short term, if Bitcoin's to run up to that 8,400 level, the Monero could see $53 to $58, right? That's where it could go. 53 to 58, Monero. All right. All right. Sorry. Oh, so I tried to set up my fourth monitor, and when I did it, my CPU went to 100% and stayed there, and then it started going over 82 degrees Celsius. So it was like I was getting alerted by my computer that it was going to get wrecked if I kept it up. So I guess if I want 4 monitors and I want to do all this stuff, I would have to get a new motherboard, and that means a new CPU, probably just would get a 2080 Ti at that point, a new case, because you can't store a motherboard with a better processor with what I have. So I would literally have to be making another huge capital investment in order to make this thing match the computer in the other room, which is nuts. And I could see someone now being like, why don't you just move that one in here? It's like, do you understand? Like, I don't want to have to physically move a PC whenever, I want to be able to interchange green screen or no green screen any day I want. to just walk in. Heck, man, maybe need to get 2 Herman Millers at some point. Sergey, it's very, very easy, man. So get that price range tool, click it, right? Hands up. Then you get that control button. Go ahead and click control, hold down on control, and then click the edge of the rectangle. And while you're holding control, click and hold and pull. Boom. You are now a part of the Clone Wars, dude. One bomb what, dude? Here we go, what? What, dude? We're at 7,487. I mean, okay. We can keep our eye on this. Yeah, okay, yeah. 7,486. Almost 5% up on the day. Cracking above the, where traders settled up October 24th. June 2019 and August 2018, right? Trying to break it. This is good though, right? Don't we want strength going into our daily close, our weekly close? Strength is good. If you're a bear, you want weakness on the close. Okay, so will we continue? Will we get follow through price action off this soon to be painted bullish engulfing candle? Will we rise? Yes, Brandon, yes. Yup. I love it, dude. I freaking love it. You should just post it on the Discord so then I can just like show it and stuff on stream. A lot of supply at 7,500, Jurgen, man. You know, 7,500, you say? There's a lot of supply there. I mean, maybe if you're looking at an order book that could easily be manipulated, but if you look at looking left, you're breaking above all the candle high closes. I mean, even the one back from April of 2018. There's a wick right there at 75.23, but okay. What we're doing is good. We're at 74.90 right now. I mean, we just hit session highs on the day. That was it. It was like 74.91 and 74.92. So climbing, man, climbing. And you know the targets. Think 82 to 8,800 or something like that for that dragon.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
Hey, Jim S, man. Thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome. What is a crap loaf? A loaf of crap, Mark D? I don't know what that means, dude. A lot of big resistance to get through. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of resistance, man. Certainly so. And that's what happens, you know? I mean, you're going to have big resistance at 85, 8,600. Look there. 85, that's a big one, man. That's like the major historical peak in July of 2018. We've struggled with that. Look how we back tested it multiple times and failed before dumping to the next available support, and then divergence, exhaustion, pumped, cut through it like nothing, ran up to, what do you think, man? The next overhead resistance around 10K. And then you couldn't break it, and then you dumped. So couldn't hold 8,500. We knew it was going to happen. If you fell below 8,500 here, you were going to be going down to the next available support right around 7,400, which we did. Once we fell below 7,400, we knew the next target was 6,800, and we fell below that a couple of times, but not really like with any resounding price action. It was just like you fell below.
Hunters. We don't need that scum.
Fell below and then broke right above it. I mean, it was great. It was beautiful, man. Bullish engulfing with the divergence. What's up, Mr. Link, man? Thanks for the sub. How you doing? Feed the dragon. That's right, Jesse. Yes, sir. Become 90 for life. What about it? The gap fill? I know we were a couple, right? I mean, like, you know, one on the upside, one on the... Yeah. I mean, I could fill. The downside, sure. I mean, there is a gap fill. It seems like now at 72.50 or so, yeah, that'll eventually fill. Not sure when, though, right? Really not sure when. Because we did gap up, though, with futures now open. This is right around the same level of spot price. So, yep, gapped up. Nice observation there. What's up, Kevin Grubb? Dude, did you see the gift that Mr. Schaffer got me, or one of the gifts he got me? Clemson golf shirt, dude. Dylan Van, is this a CME gap again? I mean, it's certainly a gap, but, you know, just like there was a gap down here that you think we would have filled with a wick. Look at this. You know, you thought, okay, it's clear that I guess the market participants are trying to run this down to get a candle low close gap fill, and it could still happen in time, but look how it just didn't get there before that engulfing candle, you know. But the divergence seems like that is what thwarted prices from getting to that whatever 63.71 area. That is where traders settled up, not where the wick was, where the candle close was. So that hasn't even been technically filled. So yeah, that's great with the gap fill, but I don't know when it's going to fill, and I never tried to guess when it's going to fill, but it's great to see that you have that potential trade with the neck, the head, the foot, the hump, the second foot, the tail, or sorry, this is the spine, and then the tail would be the price action of the trade, right? Where the dragon makes its move up 61% of the way and then dumps to lower prices eventually, right? That's kind of what our consensus has been for the past, 4 or 5 days now, since we engulfed on the daily. The first time, not the second. The second time's now, and it's not even closed yet. Thanks, Thomas, for the advocacy. Oh, dang. Wayne, man, that's a sick setup right there, dude. I'm sure you're not done. Seems like you said you're just getting it set up now. But give me when it's finished. If that is finished completely, let me know. Holy crap! Wonderful. The dragon's already fed with it. Yeah, I mean the dragon. Well, the dragon was able to even exist because of divergence. If it wasn't for the divergence, the critical supports, well, then it wouldn't even have been an idea. We just kept dumping to lower prices, right? So. There you go, man. It's like this is a clean chart, a very clean chart with just the consolidation of Bitcoin since 52-week highs, 74.81, near session highs, which again, well, it was like 74.92. So we're about, you know, less than $15. Did I find someone to kiss under the mistletoe? Jimmy, yeah, your mom. Cap up. I'm just kidding, dude. Completely kidding. Sorry. I mean, you made it too easy right there, right? I mean, but go ahead, be mad. I know you aren't. What's up, Dylan Ban? Quasi Tulip, good to see you again, dude. So if you were like, since we haven't talked about it, if you were gonna fib from the top, you would know that the targets would be, the retrace targets would be higher up. So that's why I say it's less conservative. So, you know, a 50% retrace is 84.80, 618 is 89.67. So if, and I don't know how we'd get there. It would just have to be a false breakout or something. If you're talking about 1 and 2 on a downside resistance, you know, how do you get there to the 618? You know, without breaking out? You would have to break out unless you go straight up right now. Madison Crawford, thanks for the sub. Welcome, Bounty Hunter Scum. Kappa. So again, man, like it's either you look at it that way or you look at it and you don't use the crazy way. You use the previous wick after it, a little bit more calm, and you can see the 618's at 86.02. It's really not that big a deal, but I don't know, being conservative can save you sometimes. The boomer markets, that's a first geo. Wow. Someone just called the stock market the boomer market, which you're not wrong. But dude, really? All-time lows on AMC? Yeah. FAMC, dudes. FAMC. So hard. If you partook in the new Star Wars movie, you know, if you went to an AMC like theater or whatever, 30 effing minutes of stupid ads and commercials after the premiere time. 30 minutes. It's like CBS in football games. It's getting too dang high. That's pathetic, man. And it's not right. It's just like, but money drives everything. It's like, oh man, look at all these people that want to spend all the money they make on these huge box office hits. Look, they want to reinvest. They want ad space. Well, we don't have, like, we can't have everyone. Well, yeah, we can if we extend out the amount of time people have to just sit through that crap. Then everyone can get ads and we can all make more money. That's what they're doing. So, okay, so I don't really want to get away from Bitcoin. I'm just going to keep pulling this up on the big screen, which sucks because I'm not able to save my stuff. I think there are a couple ways we can look at it. This thing's been in a downtrend since 2016, man. So, you know, anything bullish, not gonna really be that great, right? Yeah, it looks like a falling wedge, right? A nice falling wedge that started in its development in September of 2018, right? Yeah, somewhat. opposite. Nice. Okay, yeah, falling wedge, and then you could probably we could use our fib extensions. I mean, we're probably near 1272. We're at a 1272, excuse me, 1272. That's a fit. I mean, that's it, man. That's like after you break 100% retrace from your previous low to high, that's normally your first target. So what are we doing at this first target? Seems like we're showing tons of bullish divergence, right? Yeah. Actually looks pretty good. It's like a low. Oh, lower low. About the same low, lower low, right? It's just, and it probably, that means on the weekly there's some nice defined divergence there. So yeah, I mean, at a 1272 fib extension, it seems like impending price action versus the upside is possible, but remember, the trend is your friend, and it's terrible. It's very bearish, man. Very, very bearish. Look at this inverse head and shoulders manifested into a measured move and a common retrace and a gap fill before dumping again to lower prices. So if you can't hold above 789, we'll see you down at 637. You can't hold 637, we'll see you at $4.18. There's absolutely nothing else we can do. I mean, that's how we have our targets down here. So let's real quick look at the weekly. Am I right? Seeing this, thinking maybe the weekly's showing the same thing. From this low to this low. I mean, but oh yeah, look at the weekly triple MACD bullish divergence, right? 1, 2, very nice. Hey man, every time you make a low, you make lower levels of negative Momo. And now on the RSI, looks like you're developing it here. Wow, I don't know why this isn't showing up. I mean, you can see the wedge on the weekly, which is good. You know, when you see a pattern and then you get on a more significant time scale, if that pattern is still visible, that makes the pattern stronger. That means there's obviously, like, you know, people can see it across the world, right? So, you know, you want something to be as close to textbook as possible, and this is pretty freaking nice, man. Weekly divergence. Now, I so wish this was in an overall uptrend, but it's AMC, dude. FAMC. I think we can all agree with that based on what they do at the movie theater to us. Not a fan. If it did revert, you know, but the problem is you bearishly engulfed. Wow, pathetic. I mean, that's the way you close the week. You close the week with the stock market hitting all-time highs, AMC's bearishly engulfing at 52-week all-time lows. Really? That's the lowest price in the history of this asset where traders settled up. The lowest price as of Friday. So you tell me, is that really a good thing? Like, even if this is all going on, do you really give a crap? It's not like we're at areas of value where, like, we're making a 90% retrace from our old historical lows back here. No, it's just great, man. You get what I'm saying? Trend is your friend, and trading bullish patterns and bearish trends is kind of like not the best way to do it. Bitcoin hype, I mean, 7,512, that's great, man. But you realize with 7,512 price, we're not making a higher high than anything right now. I mean, even in our previous consolidation, we're not making higher highs. We would have to break above 7,800 to break a minor overhead resistance. So, I mean, that's great, man. Hey, it's got to start somewhere. It was great we started it with the divergence and the engulfing, and now we're getting another engulfing. So that means the follow-through price action of this engulfing is occurring as we speak, with just 3 minutes to go until your weekly and daily candle close. Very good. Showing some strength then. So Gio, that was for you. Just reading some chat, man. I mean, we got 2 minutes. So we're just waiting for that weekly close together in anticipation. Same thing for Regal, Bryce. There you go. You pick a scrubby mega movie theater. I'll show you a theater that continues to just take advantage of the consumer because they want to make more money. It's just like, when is the breaking point? I mean, like what they do, 30-minute wait time. Oh, my ticket says this movie starts at 7:30. I have to wait till 8 o'clock, sitting down. You have to get there kind of early, especially if there's like a big movie, because there's maybe a lot of people and you'll get a terrible seat, right? So it's just that incentivizes, that makes people want to pirate. That makes people want to diffuse this consolidation of these mega corporations. And it's not just in movies, it's everywhere, right? What do you think crypto is? Crypto is a form of diffusion from the consolidation of the banks and the government. Miller, yeah, I looked at Ethereum a little early. You can rewind, check it out. It's like the second asset, I think, of the stream. We don't need to engulf. It would be nice to, but you can harami and reverse. But the good thing about the weekly is you are above 6,800, and now you're above 7,400. And we know, just from looking earlier in the stream and many other times, 7,400 is a critical overhead resistance from 2018. Weekly closing right now, less than a minute. So we wait. Cosmic Golf, I have my own shit, man. After a weekly bullish close, is that a FOMO? That's not FOMO, that's... Sat out 40 minutes of commercials to see that movie. Yeah, Brainwaves is stupid. Here we go, man. 7,526. Asia's awake. It is Monday for Asia. Geo, I don't think so. Probably not in the near future.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
What's up, Mark Ringwald? Thank you for the sub, dude. Welcome. What's up, dude? Cristal, what is your first name? How do you even say your first name? It's like CN. Is it? And then there's an R. It's like, is the C silent? Is it Canaristos, or is it Naristos? Help me out, dude, because I'm always just saying Mr. Cristal because I don't even know how to say your first name, dude. Okay. Bourbon's good. You mean the water, right? I should give it a try. At some point, man. Thanks for the 560 plus watching right now. If you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, that sub, where Bitcoin just made, the highest high we had seen since, earlier this month. So what does that say? It's like, even for the month of December, it's not even its highest point. So again, it's like, it's good, it's great, but it's really, you remember we want to break 7,800, 7,700. And we know the Fibonacci, right? You can be conservative, and you're looking 8,170 and 8,600. That's the range. That's like where you would think this price would go to before eventually maybe reversing again to the downside, because this is a downtrend for now. But I think contextually, it's a downtrend after a really bullish rally, a really bullish run, right? Watching anything on VHS is very crazy. Warren Buffets. Thanks for the 160 likes. What's up, Brooklinos? I can change it. What you talking about? 7,575, just right there. Highest high of the day and the new week is 7,585. So the dragon, man. The dragon is starting to roar a little bit, but remember, a dragon doesn't mean crap until it has some sort of tail. The tail is that big right now. It's crystals. Crystals? Because crystals is also kind of, or is it Christos? We aren't bullish till we break 9K. Yeah, well, if you were here earlier, Cosmic Elf, you'd have seen the education segment I did on trends and what makes something a bullish trend or a bearish trend, right? And what should, also how to signify an absolute reversal in trend. We talked about that all earlier. So yes, correct. So Pokemon Red. You have a friend who collects VHS. He says it looks better. Yeah, right, dude. See me again, Megan? Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think it's down like 72.50 or something. But everyone's just. I don't know, man. It's like mixed feelings, right? It's like the new Star Wars movie. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know, man. It's like, it's okay. It was good. It was bad. It's okay. And you know, people. We can just circle back around to the futures chart. Right, yeah, you gapped up. You gapped up like when it opened like an hour ago. 72.65 is where traders ended the week on Friday. So yes, there is a little gap there. It's like, you know, what would be nice is like have more than like one bullish day, so we're like, God, you gotta be kidding me, dude. God. Thomas Fitzgerald, thanks for the 618, dude. Really appreciate it. I was off guard, man. You know, it's like. Well, Bitcoin retest 6,800. That's not really a good thing, I don't think, at this point. I mean, you have the divergence, so it should be. We should be on the next wave right now. Why are people so bearish? Just because the trend is not bullish right now. The trend is, obviously, you can see it downtrending. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. As of right now, still making no higher highs right now. I mean, not even from the consolidation we've seen in the past month, man. How high of expectations can you really have on Star Wars? One might think that with a budget like they have, they'd be able to come with a good film, but it's still Star Wars. I don't know. You know, it's all about money, and really it's just connecting generations like they already did. You know, Star Wars, that franchise, hearts and minds, right? So, you know, came out in the 70s, ended in the 80s. All right, well, that captivated an entire generation. So that generation grew up, had kids, and then what'd they do? The franchise came out with episode 1, 2, and 3, and the remastered versions in the 90s. That's what got me on board, and that's what got most of y'all on board that are around my age. And then, what's happened? We got a new generation of young people. So the franchise and now Disney are just keeping that cycle going, hearts and minds, because they know if they convert a few people, the next generation will be converted by, and they won't have to do much besides just producing these movies that are very similar to the old ones. You know, kind of like almost the same plot in a way, in some ways. It's interesting that CNBC is starting to cover crypto more often again. Are they though? Really? You know? I mean, yeah, we got a bullish and golden candle, so people are losing their minds. They were, I guess. I mean, it's like, they're probably just like, there's nothing to talk about. It's like they don't cover it all until a bullish and golden happens, and it's like, whoa, holy crap. Time to cover it. 75.71, still very close to highest highs we've seen in a couple weeks. We are lucky, Cosmic Elf, on that in that regard. But I haven't seen it. I have definitely seen it. What are you talking about? This is the last Auto Monster. help me with your sentences a little more, man. Don't think that's... Give me a hand, dude. Okay, so Bitcoin's up. I mean, really everything. Maker's up. It's always up, like, weird. Up or down like 5% every second. Nothing's really moved. Just looking at the watch list, we've looked at all the big ones at the beginning of the stream, but haven't seen many requests for the lesser of the S coins. Hello, Bueller. Don't tell me that's updated. What? No way, dude. Freaking Streamlabs, these shiesty pieces of crap. It's the third time. Those waves have upside left. Become 90 for life. I mean, you saw it. We were in that downtrend. So probably not. If it is to repeat the trend it was in, probably not. I can't remember how we had that plotted. Or something like that. Is there upside potential? Well, I mean, sure, there could be, but you're asking about an asset that all it's done in its history is made lower highs, lower lows. That's all it's ever done. And it's, before this stupid impulse, it was at its all-time lows. So that's not bullish, though it did have some divergence, yes. We covered that last time we looked at it. But you're kind of at a critical area, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on the bottom, and then 1 on the top. You can see where we are. Below the 200 moving average, you were overbought. Now you're not. So yeah, you could get an attempted rally, but that would mean that you're having a real breakout. That's it. I don't know, man. It's just overall bearish. You'd think that those are like shorting opportunities instead of longing opportunities. How valuable do I consider it? It's just a pattern, man. If you practice proper position sizing in your trades and you practice proper reward to risk, then it's just another trade, man, with, again, it's like a low risk high reward opportunity. He talked about me today. Well, that's cool. Appreciate that. 500 what can of Tomo? What are you talking about? Thanks for the 600 people tuned in right now. Just looking at Bitcoin, man. We're doing the weekly candle close stream. I've been live now for an hour and 10 minutes. So, you know, if you've been watching regularly, you know it's the dragon pattern we broke out of. And you got targets around 82 to 8,600, right around here. That's where you would expect just a common everyday retrace before eventually topping out and then making a major lower high than your previous high, than your previous high, than your previous high, than your previous highs. And then you would just dump again to test 6,800 and then maybe break that time and then dump to lower prices if the downtrends to continue. But if it was to run to these areas and maybe break out of the wedge or something, and then back test it for a little bit, then come down to like 7,800 test that as support. It could come back down to 7,700 and test it eventually, and then run again, and then break above 9,500 and 10,000. And then that's when the trend can begin to reverse. But a trend reversal isn't like a one-day event. A trend reversal is like we talked about earlier. It's you break over a resistance, you then back test the old overhead resistance as support, and then you run again. And you do that consistently. Trev is, yeah, it's going well, man. I'm just gonna keep it up like this so people won't be as inclined to ask. That's like kind of where I think that this would go, just based on Fibonacci, just common retrace stuff, but targets of the dragon area too, and the downsloping resistance. It's not out of the realm possibility. Although it's definitely just a little pump too, man. Don't I think will get rejected? If the context didn't have bullish divergence or bearish convergence on this pump, then maybe, but it just depends on supply and demand. But if you're trading, you can't be concerned with if it's going to reverse at the 382. Obviously it could, because that's like a resistance, right? That's where we failed in late November, early December to break. So we could, but you think with us knowing about harmony, harmonics, and wave analysis, X, A, B, C, D, X, A, B, C, and then D, C to D is like a major wave, just like X to A is a major wave. So, running, not running, dude. I've been here, and it's not really running. It's just up a little bit from, the close yesterday. The close yesterday on the daily was bullish engulfing, and pretty much a bullish Mara Bazoo, where there was, pretty much where the day started, it ran up the whole day and closed pretty much at the high of the day. Buller domination yesterday on Sunday. What's up, High Desert Garden? Good to see you, dudes. Dwight, do you get it, man? It's not a prediction. It's just like a reasonable target using Fibonacci for like the idea of the trade, which is, I think, drawn on my other chart. What am I right now? Yes, Bitrix. This is like what we had drawn, and we broke the downsloping resistance. We broke the spine of the dragon pattern, and again, target area 82 to 8600. That's it. I have Angel Tech, and that is why a lot of people have the argument that Bitcoin will see much, much higher prices in the future, right? Because of that chart. Mr. Pablito, it's literally shown on the screen. Dude, JH, there's truly a possibility of anything, man. Okay, so why 11K on New Year's? Why does it have to be like so precise? It's so specific, Alright, well, whatever. I'm just gonna go to my full screen for a second because, I know we're at 75.82, but dude. Let me show y'all. Since I'm not getting really attacked, I'm just gonna attack a space Womp Rat. Okay. So watch. Kind of synced it up well. It's not perfect, but it's pretty freaking good. So just here we go, man. got him, man. So it is. That's refining that. And if you notice the FX of the lighting changed when the ship that I shot exploded. Okay, that was pretty good. Probably 7K in years. Probably, whatever. Who cares? Who cares about predictions with baseless claims? Like, please, just... What's wrong with using Fibonacci, you know? Using Fibonacci for targets because of bullish divergence and wave analysis, right? That seems like in some period of time we could see 8,600, you know, in the coming week or days. Okay, so we can just go back, man. Just want to show you all that. That's right, Michelle. The Womp Rats are out there. The space rats. There we go. This is like one that has about the same argument as everyone else's with their predictions. There is there's truly a possibility Bitcoin could turn into a chicken nugget or a chicken tendy by New Year's. Yeah. What is Bueller? You are Bueller.
Going to before react.
Oh my god, man. Careful. Scary out there, man. Did y'all notice though? See, in full screen it looks so much better. But I think it's like normally people are tipping when I'm actually doing analysis on the chart screen, so. Well, I can turn off the stars in space for you so people can see a little bit better. Alright, well, we're approaching 7,600 and we are at the highs of the day in the new week, and against like the highest price we've seen since December 8th. Oh man, sorry, it's that last sip. My like milk expired, so I couldn't. Like, whatever. Drink a lot. Can I get a super star destroyer in the background, Mark D? Yeah, probably could. That'd probably be a good variation, but I'm limited on graphics for that. Okay. But the good news about this screen is like it takes a lot of work, but I actually now can go to light speed. So let's just do that real quick while Bitcoin just surpassed 7,600. Let's go. Citadel Gang says this is nothing. I know, sure, but I should have drank that milk in a dirty glass that has expired. Certainly not. So we're just working on, going to 7,700. That's while we're in hyperdrive right now. We're on our way there. So continuing to climb, 76.14. You get it, man. Real resistance is like 77.80. That's kind of the next one, dude. Remember, that's like the top of the foot of the flag. And it's not on this chart. But I'm just on this chart to show you, like, because I have different ideas on different charts or different exchanges. And that makes it easier for me as a streamer to switch between them. Okay, so we're about to be... Alright, so whatever, dude. We're not at 7,700 yet, but I'm not going to stay in, like, hyperdrive the whole time, because, like, the hyperdrive noise is kind of loud. So, if you notice, it's very subtle, but I actually changed my lights in warp drive. All my lights are blue right now. The ones that can be blue, I actually have to have, like, multiple white lights. And lights behind me,
nothing in this time. What's fun?
Yeah, you got me, dude. You freaking got me. All right. So we made it. To something, you know. Hey, Marco, man, what's up, dude? What do I make? What do I use to make the teen like that?
Yes.
Good lord. Get in attack chat. Y'all got my back? Okay, so not much movement, right? It's like, you know, it's just slowly climbing up, methodically, not much volatility. It's just kind of going, just floating on up. How about an hour on what? Yep, Megan, have a good one. Huh. Hyperdrive, it's the crypto hyperdrive. There you go, nice. Now we can
Entertainment value is off the charts.
Dang, dude, that button's gonna break up there. This is unreal. Thank you, Sir Fishing, Fort Morgan, Alabama. Hey, man. No jackpot? Jackpot. It's good to talk to you, dude. Hope you're having a good holiday season, all of you, where it's just 3 days, less than 3 days away. I hope you got your shopping done. I hope you've made sick, fat, stupid gains as market participants in the stock market this year. It's an incredible year, man. 2019, Bitcoin. You remember what happened last year? This time last year, little did we know at the time, but we had already found the bottom. Bitcoin was already at its bottom. December 15th, 3150. And now, over a year later, 7,600. Not bad, man. Still over doubled in value in a year. Whereas, if you look at the altcoins, pretty much none of them did what Bitcoin did, right? Where they found their bottom and then recovered with Bitcoin, retraced from their all-time highs over 61.8%. And then when they began their correction like Bitcoin did, all these alts, including like Litecoin, Ethereum, ADA, XRP, they all retraced back like 88%, 90%, and some of them are at like all-time lows. So they underperformed Bitcoin's pump and they got wrecked way worse than Bitcoin did on the correction. Bruce Willis made a song called Jackpot. Yeah, well, if it's by Bruce Willis, chances are it would get taken down. Quago, $1,000 donation. It's a $500 donation for the Death Star variation, and then it's
Jackpot, get back.
Sir Fishing, man, thanks for the freaking 35 on the day. Are you kidding me, man? Let's go, dudes. Thank you, brother, man. It's not as special here as it is on the full screen, with like the variations and stuff. But it will be at some point when I can get graphics for just different things I need. Take a while. Litecoin is just as much as Bitcoin. No, that's not as true. Nope, it's not actually. So if Bitcoin's over doubled in value since its bottom December 15th, and then we look at Litecoin, and this is all effed up because I look at this in log scale, but this is linear scale right now. From your low point to your high point, Bitcoin in linear scale only retraced around 65%. Litecoin has lost 88.6% of its value, legit, since its bottom, right? 88%. So that's not as good as Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin is above a 618 right now. If Litecoin was just like Bitcoin, then Litecoin would literally be above $70 right now, but it's not. So, nope. Based on my argument and actually looking at the Fibonacci, that's not true at all. Same with Ethereum. And I'll just show you. You just saw an 88% retrace, okay? So look here, listen. From that low point, the same one we did, the same anchor points we used for Litecoin, low to high, where we just saw Litecoin 88%. This thing fell below a 618, 65, maybe 70% retrace. And look, it's above the 618 now. So you can't tell me Litecoin performed just like Bitcoin did.
We need your parts for the construction of the Death Star.
Good Lord. My parts, Director Krennic? Dude, I know you, man. Thanks so much for the joining the Empire. But I'm not part of the Empire, dude. I'm on either side. You know, I accept jobs from Sith Lords, Jedis, Empire, Republic, you name it, dude. So just Bitcoin's sitting there, 75, 77, right? And not really wanting to get off that too much because, you know, when we're near like daily session highs and stuff, try to cover that. All you have to do is look at Litecoin to Bitcoin. It's lower instead. Yeah, dude. That's like even more.
I'll have you know that you're under attack and we got you location.
Oh God. You have GPS in space? Do you have a tracker on me, on my ship? But Litecoin's the official crypto of the Miami Dolphins. I thanks Mr. Shaverman for the threes. Yeah, dude. So special. Oshaka, who's that, man? I don't know. I think it's a Star Wars character, probably, right? Let me... Or maybe not. I don't... Yeah. Okay. How am I that person? I'm not a female. And I'm not a Jedi. I'm supposed to be just a bounty hunter. So it's like if you, Litecoin to Bitcoin. Even worse. Felipe, you could just make your own stream and do whatever what you want, dude, right? But I'm sure somebody might say the same thing to you that you just said to me, okay? Then I encourage you to say the same thing I said to you. Yeah, but this song does suck, dude. I don't know why some of these songs just suck, dude. Nothing we can do about it. Oh, Cowboys lost? Didn't they need that win really bad? Yeah, good luck, Mark D. If it ever happens, which there's always a chance that's never gonna happen, dude. Alright, man, I guess since Bitcoin's chilling, we can look at like VeChain someone requested. Why not, just for a moment? So, you know, the idea is on VeChain that the value areas for a potential long would be down, you know, here, 78% retrace, 39% of a penny, 36% of a penny, you know, where previous lows were. Look left, back here. It's very reasonable to believe we could get down there. I think all you're doing now is just, kind of a tweezer bottom bullish engulfing candle, not because it's VeChain, but because of Bitcoin, because the macro had a nice move to the upside. So, but again, you just eventually maybe rally, make a lower high, and then dump again. And what you're looking for here, you want to see bullish divergence. All right, so by the time this asset gets down to that price, or with whatever it does, by the time it gets there, you'd be looking for something like this. And that's exactly what you want. That strengthens your argument. Dude, what's all these songs being vocal and scrubby? I don't understand, dude. Just stop with the music being bad. Oh, that's a good song. Okay, so that's what we want. At this area, at the PCZ of a potential bullish Gartley, it's a little off. I think the retrace from BTC was too high. It's almost too much of a double top, right? Either way, that doesn't mean there's not value areas at horizontal line support And if you had divergence, it'd be beautiful. Where we could, at that point, do this. Okay. That's what happens with these patterns, okay? Cowboys are in a scrub NFC East tied at first with Philadelphia at 7-7. Oh my God, that's awful. Wow. Yeah, KHC, well, it already broke out, but it's not making higher highs yet. It's trying. It's right there, isn't it? Let's zoom out and look at this asset. I almost can't even fit it on my screen. It's been such a nasty downtrend, man. Crap times. Gap fill 48.17. Momentum shift breakout. And accumulation has occurred. It's not an inverse head and shoulders. Too scrubby and scuffed. But yeah, nice move up, breaking resistance, and again, overhead, like between $33 and $35, you got to break it. If you can break it, it should be a real smooth ride up to at least $42. Okay, that's it. This thing's been killed. It merged with it was something with a merger. This has more data, I think, but I can't remember. There was some reason why it only goes back to 2015. This thing's been around a long time. So yes, just with the data we have at hand on this chart, break 35, you could see 42 real quick, and then a gap fill is $48. And then if you're just talking about common retraces from the structure that we broke out of, eventually we could see between 52.78 and 69.83. Common retrace zone, the golden zone, man. Okay, Sergio. Okay, we good? Let's wait. Well, FCX, man, it had its ride. It had a good time, man. Reports. McMoran. Right, where, yeah, clearly had a breakout. We know that. It had broken out. But the wedge. Look what's happened after breaking out of the wedge, man. 78, 88% retrace. Never even hit that 1272. So from that high to low. 786, man, and reversed. There was really not much bear. There was a little bit of bearish divergence, right? I mean, if you're technical, it was there. Not on the RSI though, just the MACD. Got a low, slightly lower low, divergence, breakout. Normally the target's 50%, 618 there. And we went to one more fib node. So you're selling off. What was the question? What were you saying? Double bottom. Daily golden cross. I mean, yeah, golden cross and. Oh, you talking about low to high 786? Is that true? No, we never hit the 786 there. But yeah, I mean, this 786. But are you talking about low, like double bottom here or something? I mean, this double bottom's over, dude. Right? If it was a double bottom, you're talking about measured moves of the pattern from the breakout, which the breakout was right there at the neckline. It's done, man. almost. I mean, it's like pretty much there. Like it hit. Like the 786, yeah. That's a measured move of a double bottom. It's done. Oh, the bus sounds? My bad. Spencer, no idea, man. I mean, you ask about that, right? When will volume pick up again? How about Friday? Spencer, quadruple witching. Literally, you asked this question, and on the last trading day that has been in existence for humankind, we had the highest level of volume for the year of 2019. So, how about Friday? So, Tomcat. What about the futures chart? Oh, we looked at it third, fourth time now. 7,605, slightly above spot price. Yes, it gapped up. The gap fill really is at 72.63 or so. So, yeah, it could fill anytime. But if you're talking about the dragon trades, I mean, this should be seeing like eventually 8,500, 82 to 8,600 is the target. That's it. What's up, Faint Aura? Been live now for 1 hour and 40 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub, man. Assuming these next 2 weeks are going to be slow. I mean, yeah, they could be. They could also, I mean, yeah, Friday could have been the crescendo. You don't know, man. The market's so nuts. Like this recent breakout to all-time highs seems a little different than the other times where we're just breaking out 2% and dumping. 2% dumping. Weekly bullish and going on dominance. Well, you know, no one's really trading Bitcoin dominance charts, so you can't really look at that Bitcoin dominance chart like that. Even though, yeah, I know it. Right? It's like whatever. Yeah, it's still strong. It's recovered, and it's getting right around that December 2017 level again. And again, this is not. I'm not like plotting this. I don't know why this is off a little bit. What the heck? It's kind of annoying. Sorry, I don't know why. It just does this sometimes. When you switch between log and linear, it'll mess up some charts. But again, you're over 70% total market cap.
We don't need that scum.
Dominance. What's up, Izania V? Welcome. The 52-week highs on total Bitcoin market cap dominance was like 72.85 in early September. And this is the highest market cap dominance level we've seen since late September. So interesting, like kind of double bottoming. You want to call it that, rounding out, whatever it is. Or just momentum shift.
Can you look at that? Crappy stock. Looks like a small reverse. Overall trend has been down, but I see some upside. Bullish divergence on the daily.
Voorhees, man, thanks for the threes, dude. Yep. Give me a sec. Make sure I got that right. GSAT. Sure. So just keep your eye on it. This is climbing again. I haven't looked at it in a while, you know. Global Star. 9.31 average volume. Dude, this was like a Gartley, man. Can't you just see the Gartley, dude? Never mind. Never mind. It's too deep. 78% retrace. But the whole harmonic harmony thing is like, you know, you think 618, XABCD, and this was like D, right? Excuse me. Yeah, 786, 1, 2, 3. 3 times you tested it. It's almost like inverse head and shoulders. Throat's getting dry, man. I need to get water or something. So yeah, your major area of resistance is 50 cents. Right, you break 50 cents, you probably go into 56 cents real fast. Holy crap, man. Yeah, gapped up though, so gaps fill, right? A lot. So 47-cent gap fill. It was up 5% on Friday. Yeah, look at this though. Can you talk about major correction? Would I? Where were you? You retraced 88% of the way. Value areas. Value. No way, dude. No way. Oh my god, my stupid noise canceling headphones. They're really old. I've had these since college, and the other ones just look awful. Like, they're the best, but they look bad. Hold on. I'm gonna have to charge this noise canceling headphone for a moment so I can't hear anything. I can only see. Esnia, thanks. Appreciate it. Right back at you. Get a beer. I don't know, man. I drank a decent amount yesterday with fam doing Christmas stuff. It's still raining. So like the daily, like low, it's like Adam and Eve almost. We go the weekly on this. You look at like that, man. It just looks like a harmonic. I can't believe it's like 786. It looks like X, A, B, C, D. Now rallying. Look at that. I mean, did you even look at the weekly on GSAT? It's like almost a bullish engulfing. So you just do this, man. It's like 1 and 2. What the? All right. So I mean, a neckline of that, if you're gonna call it that or whatever, way up here, you break that. That's so major of a resistance. 73 cents. All right, breaking that measure move puts you way up here. Okay, so I don't know if you'll ever even get there, but you just think like X, A, B, C, D. Maybe the new wave's beginning since you've hit an 80, the deepest retrace, Mariana Trench, from this low to high. So this could be where it reverses just to make like common retraces. I mean, you can clearly see on the weekly a major discernible swing high right there. You just go high to low. If you do that, you could, oh my god, this effing log scale, which not a big deal. Like, so double bottoming, you know, you're not even at a 236 yet, so you don't even know if it's really valid, a major swing low, but common retrace levels on this crap is between 117 and 171 if it's to just commonly retrace. That's it. Seems like it could happen with being back down to deep value areas. So it was 88% retrace on the log scale, but linear it wasn't. It was more like a 95% retrace. Maybe 98% retrace. Dang, it's hit the bottom almost. So yeah, I mean, no value until down here in these areas. Let me get this back on. She said at a record insider buying the past few weeks, equidistant channel on log charts. So good. Yeah, I see it. I guess. I mean, that just shows how far away you are from the Momo ship breakout, and so you can't even do that. That doesn't make sense, right? Unless you use that wick, and then maybe it's like 1 and 2 and 3 on the top, and just that wick on the bottom, and you know you fell out. But look, you touched it, fell out, and then you broke back in it. So you're near the bottom of it. So it's not like you're in order for this Momo shift trend to break out, you'd have to break above $1, which, or it'd be like 117 kind of, and that's where the measure move that this potential pattern would be way up here. You got a long way to go. All right. Not this crap song, dude. Like, how does this, who even make songs like that? It's trash. Okay. Thanks for the 540 people still here, and thanks for the 269 likes, and thanks for the few new subs we got today. Really, really appreciate that. Anyway, get off GSAT. Cool. Go to Bitcoin on the weekly real quick. You know what, man? We were... Wow. With the follow-through price action Bitcoin got towards the end of the daily, right? Like the past hour, you know, before it closed, we like pretty much engulfed. Or if we right at it. I mean, you... Traders like settled up right there, man. You pretty much covered the previous candle completely with a large rejection wick at critical support levels of 6,800 or 6,500. That is actually pretty good. It wasn't like that when the stream started, but again, we got that follow through price action at the end. So again, that adds the argument that maybe a just relief rally is in order just to make a high to low common retrace, right? 8,500 maybe. Not bad. Dead chat. All right, did all I could, man. Kept it as lit as I could for as long as I could. So 75.60 could see higher prices in time, man. Shaking someone, sorry. Alright. Yes, Sergio, it is. Thanks for talking to me. Thanks for, you know, it's back and forth, man. Kind of like bearishly engulfed. Yeah. This pattern, this long time coming, it's now the bearish divergence is beginning to mature for again, right? And look at the RSI. Now Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, Apple could run up next week, continue to climb, but if this truly pivots here and we start selling off more, then it's going to become real clear that there's bearish divergence on both oscillators on the daily. So that always means there's an elevated chance that Apple would have a more major reversal to the downside to at least maybe 266 to test the channel that we were in. We broke out of it, then we back tested it, then we ran again. But yeah, the 1618, the golden mean ratio is at $286 or so. How's it, man? Apple. But yeah, starting to look kind of tired. Apple is, okay. What's up, Wayne Batson, man? Merry Christmas, Rebel Lion. And thanks for being a part of it. Why do we wish Merry Christmas but not Merry anything else? Merry Thanksgiving, Merry New Year, Merry Earth Day, Merry 420, dude. Merry Patrick's Day. I don't know, just because it just sounds different. I think merry is just like, there's one season to be jolly and merry, I guess, and it's Christmas. You know, you go from merry to just happy, right? If you just are consistently happy all year, you're like, I'm merry for only like a month, and then I'm just happy. You know, I'm just using other words the rest of the year. Something like that, probably. Okay. So we could see higher prices, but don't get too euphoric. Understand the context where, yeah, higher prices, but only for retraces, and then eventually we would sell off again. Unless something changes. So Logan, Mary Zcash, there you go. That's the one I know really well. I think that's in a children's book somewhere. Can't remember the name of the children's book though. Someone could refresh my memory where they say Mary Zcash. And we are, wow, less than 25 likes away from 300. Can we do it, chat? We have the numbers, we have the power and technology. But I don't know if we have the will. Mary Go Day. I like Mary Go Day. And that's any day that FYX gets wrecked. Mary Go Day. Alright, gold accumulating. Accumulation just a little bit occurring on gold. And so you got the downside resistance. This is the consolidation that has been going on since early September, where gold had a buying climax and hit a critical resistance, the only available resistance back from 2011 and 2012. So this is healthy price action. This is good price action for gold. So, I mean, so far we've only had a 38% sale on gold from its previous low to high. So there's more value, but if there's too much demand for this asset, not enough supply, then this will just go again soon. So DCA and gold at this point, based on the technicals and really the
We don't need that scum.
fundamentals, might be a wise idea. Online Zanessa, thanks so much for the sub. Welcome. We appreciate it. Oh, like there is no Ripple chart. There's only the XRP chart, and we've looked at it, and it's falling wedge. Falling wedge with a matured MACD divergence on daily time scale, not really doing anything though. With Bitcoin up, you know, XRP is doing nothing like normal, like usual. It's pretty usual. Or XRP normally always underperforms these days, right? If Bitcoin has a nice move, you know, and you see all these other S coins kind of perform like Bitcoin, a lot of times XRP doesn't do anything. It barely moves at all, and it's like, what? That's kind of contrarian to the rest of the macro, but. That's it, man. Alright. Oh, 2-hour live stream. That's not bad, right? Oh, crap. Less than 10 likes from 300. Seems possible we could get it, man. Yeah, nice looking price contraction, this down sloping. We hit a 1414 fib extension. And I think it looks like we bounced off of that. But it's only because of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin would have kept dumping, XRP would have kept dumping too. 1414, which was at 18 cents. Didn't even engulf like Bitcoin did. All right. So just to, I guess, wrap it up, this stream. Targets, 82 to 8,600 for common retraces. 50%, 618 retraces. Conservative retraces. So that's it, man. That's where it makes sense where we would go in time. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your, and we got 300 likes. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope you've re-energized yourself, gotten ready for the week that comes ahead. But this week's a little different since Christmas is upon us, just a few days away. So get that shopping done, that wrapping done, and yeah, keep your eye on Bitcoin for those targets. Okay. So I'll just be back. So until next time, respect the TA.